Hi and welcome to this Blueberry Markets video update with me, John Kibler, Head Currency Analyst. In this video we're going to go through pound US dollar as the market is starting to give us a little bit of a trend on the daily time frame to the downside. So looking for price to continue lower going into this week. Now a pound was quite high on our list for buying opportunities last week against those weaker currencies, just because the strength and weakness chart showed that pound was coming from an area of weakness coming back with a little bit of strength. Now obviously you have to be really careful with those currencies that are really weak, because that weakness can just come back in at any moment, which what we've seen with the pound. But the market essentially has now formed a new daily downtrend, and the reason we define trend and strength and weakness is just literally trend. So when you're looking at these charts and you're looking for what currency is stronger than the other, it's all down to trend. So if you see a market that is creating higher highs, for instance, that means that the base currency, which is pound on this occasion, and the term currency, which is the US dollar, is pound is stronger than the US dollar. That's what it's saying. Okay, so what you need to look for is if the market's in an uptrend, the base currency is stronger than the term. If the market's in a downtrend, then the base is the weaker currency and the term is the stronger currency. Okay, and that's what we look at when I talk about strength and weakness in the videos and things like that. It is largely due to the trend of a market. Okay, and pound US dollar, we can see here, has now formed a new low. So the market's done that and formed a lower low. So that means that the pound is currently weaker than the US dollar. I know today price has pushed to the upside, but in terms of trend, pound is weaker than the dollar. And when the market's like that, we want to be looking for short opportunities. Now, it doesn't mean we go short immediately. We want to look for those key support and resistance levels. Okay, so what I really want to look for is a potential area that the market could come into. Now, I quite like whole numbers on pound. Pound reacts really well to these whole numbers. So if I actually pop in 125 through here, I'm just going to make it red for resistance. And we're just going to pop in 125, click OK. 125 is a really good level on pound on an intraday basis. So if I actually jump into the likes of an hourly time frame, we can see that price reacts to this level really nicely, okay, on these lower time frames. So what I'm looking for is pound to rally up into 125. That's where an area of interest could be. So when I'm looking at my charts, I'm looking at a couple of different things. The first thing I'm looking for is trend. What is the trend telling me? Which is telling me the strength and weakness of a currency. The second is I need daily closes to agree with me. So what I mean by that is if tomorrow pound opens or rallies again, hits that level, I'm still watching. Okay, if pound then breaks through, gives us a bearish candlestick, okay, then I'm interested in getting back on the pound, because the daily is agreeing with me for a short. So it's exactly what happened here. Okay, the market dropped, it came back, it gave us a bearish candlestick with that rejection of this sort of level through here. That to me was a sign that pound could drop a little bit lower. It did. It pushed back lower. Where did it go back to? Previous structure highs through there. Now it's retesting that. It's going to pull back, and what I need to see is that nice daily close lower. Once we get that, that gives us the opportunity to dive into those lower time frames and look at our midterm trend, which would be that 4-hour time frame. And we can see from this really nice downtrend, okay, the market did rally, gave us a false breakout, it broke to the downside. So what I'm looking for is price to move up into 125, okay, and give us a reason to get short. So if the market starts to just pull away, it's not good enough. I want to see some kind of rejection pattern, whether it be a double top, a head and shoulders pattern, or just a change in cycle pattern. Once we get that, then the time frame is agreeing with our sentiment, and we can start looking for those short opportunities on pound once again. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is when you look at that term of trend, what is trend actually defined as, or what is it telling you? Trend is simply suggesting that one currency is stronger than the other. That's why the saying the trend is your friend is a popular saying in forex trading, because the market essentially will will trend in a particular direction because of that currency strength and weakness, and you always want to be trading a stronger currency against a weaker one to put the odds more in your favor. Okay, so take a look at pounds. I like the idea of price approaching that 125, but always remember the trend is your friend and look for those trending markets. Okay, thanks for watching this video update, and I'll speak to you in the next one.